Hello to all Star Wars fans. Almost a year has passed since the release of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. The series broke several records and became the most viewed Disney Plus project in 2022. I remember how much excitement there was around it, and for sure it was able to bring Disney and Lucasfilm a lot of money. The plot, of course, turned out to be controversial, but nevertheless, the series was able to cause a real boom and had huge media coverage. And therefore, after the release of the first season, talks about a continuation for a second season have already begun. Lucasfilm mentioned that they would consider such an option. At that time, they themselves did not understand what to do. As soon as the series ended, Lucasfilm gave a more specific answer, saying that Obi-Wan Kenobi was conceived as a single project with a completed story, a one-time action. Of course, they assumed that the series would be watched by many Star Wars fans, but that it would cause such a big stir, no one could have thought. Thus, the talk about the second season died down pretty quickly, and for 9 months there were no rumors. Till now, everything looks like there really won't be a second season. But at the same time, Stuart Beattie, the screenwriter of the cancelled film about Obi-Wan, said that only a third of his script got into the series. Let me remind you that Lucasfilm originally developed a full-length film dedicated to Kenobi, but after the failure of Han Solo, they cooled down the project. But after the success of The Mandalorian, they decided to return to it, hence remade it for the series and hired a new director and screenwriter. I brought up Stuart Beattie and his early script in order to show you that there are ideas for the second season and Lucasfilm can easily use them to continue the show. For example, one of the plot arcs, according to Beattie's script, brought back the famous Commander Cody, who was supposed to hunt Obi-Wan on Vader's orders, and shift to the side of his former general, that is, Obi-Wan. There are ideas at hand, but do Lucasfilm want to continue? Everything is decided by money. It's business. If Obi-Wan's project caused such a big stir and was able to collect a good amount of cash, then the continuation is a matter of time. Sooner or later, it will definitely appear in one form or another. And now the most interesting thing. At the upcoming Star Wars Celebration 2023 event, an hour-long panel dedicated to the Obi-Wan series is scheduled for April the 9th, which is called A Look Back at Obi-Wan Kenobi. What is it? Is Lucasfilm going to share the news about the second season with fans? It is quite likely, given all the favorable factors for continuation, but at the same time, there is a share of doubt. Perhaps this panel is nothing more than an ordinary conversation of the presenter with a couple of people from the creative team of the series. They say, "How did you do it? That's how it was filmed. Was it cool? Yeah, it was cool." That's the whole panel. They'll talk, chit-chat for an hour, and that's it. Or another option, Lucasfilm specially made such a panel to look at the reaction of fans and note for themselves, maybe it's worth shooting a sequel after all. And although the series really looked like a complete story leading us to the 4th episode, it's not so difficult to come up with a sequel, if they truly desire. If we talk about the canon, then for the sake of Lucasfilm's huge sales, Obi-Wan will easily be rewritten, and even pit-stopping across the whole galaxy, although according to the old plot, he did not leave Tatooine at all, except in the events of an old book, but it has long been recognized as not canon. Moreover, the ending of the series left the door open for continuation. The appearance of Qui-Gon marked the beginning of Kenobi's long training to immortality, and as we remember, this process is far from easy. For instance, Yoda flew to Korriban for this and experienced vivid and smoky visions. In addition, if we look at the last conversation between Owen and Obi-Wan, we will understand that the Jedi Master decided to leave Luke alone and completely entrusted his protection to his relatives, even though they hardly managed to fight off a Reva. Inquisitor Reva, by the way, also did not find her doom. She returned to the light side and cried a little on the sands of Tatooine under the inspiring words of Obi-Wan. Her further fate remains unknown. Since Kenobi decided to leave Luke, this does not limit him in traveling around the galaxy. From here, we get a good scope for scenario creativity again. The same trip to Korriban looks like an opportunity to create a dark and interesting series, not to mention the first lessons with the ghost of Qui-Gon after so many years. A minute's conversation at the end of the series is too little. This arc requires more careful development. Although you know, despite all the sky-high views of the series, its continuation will be like sucking the plot out of nowhere, and this cannot be avoided. The only thing that is really interesting and what else can be filmed for the second season is Obi-Wan's meeting with Commander Cody and of course his training in immortality. These questions have not been answered, and leaving Qui-Gon's lessons on immortality behind the scenes is wrong. Two important points that need clarification. Moreover, it is also interesting how Vader was able to master immortality. All these questions need to be answered, and if you shoot the second season of Obi-Wan, it's only for these very answers. To break the box office for the second time, complete the story more colorfully, correct the mistakes of the first season, and just give fans a good project. Or maybe it's better to make a full-length film as a continuation instead of a TV series. As an epilogue, you can film the last meeting of Kenobi and Maul from the Rebels by inviting Ray Park, who played him in the prequels. This battle will put a bold point in the story. Write in the comments if you want to see the second season of Obi-Wan and in what format it is better for him to come out, as a series or a movie. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, it helps us to develop in the best way possible. I'm saying goodbye to you for a while. Thank you all, and may the Force be with you.